Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to this webinar on filing of Form GSTR 8 online on GST portal by tax collectors. This webinar will be of around 25 minutes. I begin my webinar with acknowledgements. I thank my teammate Rekha Tatawat, Sateshwaran and Pankaj Arora, who helped me in preparation of this webinar PowerPoint presentation. I thank Jagmal Singh and his team for providing me the inputs. Then I thank my technical support team, Rajiv and Munish, for providing all technical support needed for webinar. I want to thank Sheila Rao and Durabjeet for NEGD team members for providing me the platform on which I have conducted this webinar. I thank them all. So this is the agenda for the webinar. We will briefly see the section and rules related to Form GSTR 8. Then we will see how filing on Form GSTR 8, what are the requirements. Then we will see filing of Tile 3 and then 4. We will see filing of Tile 4 in two parts, uploaded by e-commerce operator and amending TCS rejected by supplier. Then we will look into preview and filing aspects, making payments or creating challan, and then we will see at the debit entries. So the total duration of webinar is going to be of 25 minutes, around 25 minutes. So let's look at the rules related to section 28, related to TCS. So as per section 52(3), the amount collected under subsection 1 shall be paid to the government by the operator within 10 days after the end of month in which such collection is made. So if I am collected the amount in the month of October, I have to pay this amount by 10th of the next month, that will be 10th of November. Further, section 52(4) of the CGST Act says that every operator who collects the amount as specified in subsection 1 will furnish a statement electronically. So the statement has to be furnished electronically containing details of outward supplies of goods or services or both. So it will be details of outward supplies of goods or services or both, including that which is returned and the amount collected under subsection 1 during a month. So it will contain whatever has been given as outward supplies, whatever has been returned, and what is the amount collected. And it will be in such form and in such manner as may be prescribed within the 10 days of the end of the month. So if I am feeling I have done something in the month of October, I have to fill in all the details by 10th of November. So I have to do two things. One, I have to pay the tax collected by 10th of the November or 10th of the next month. I have also filed an electronic statement by 10th of the next month. So this comes from section 52(3) and section 52(4) of the GST Act. Now the explanation says that for the purposes of this section, the expression net value of taxable supplies. So what is going to be net value of taxable supplies? It is the aggregate value of taxable supplies of goods or services or both. So it's the aggregate value of goods, services or both, and made during any month. So whatever is done during the month through the operator, reduced by the aggregate value of taxable supplies returned. So whatever is the aggregate value of the supplies made minus what is returned is to be mentioned as net value of taxable supplies. But it does not contain those notified services under section 9(5), which is under reverse charge. Further, TCS is to be deducted on the net value of taxable supplies made through it by other suppliers where the consideration with respect to such supplies is to be collected by the operator. So TCS is not to be collected by the operator in which the amount is directly collected by the supplier. So if there is a supplier who is supplying through an operator and the amount is being collected by operator, only on those amounts operator has to has to deduct TCS. Further, it could be of goods or services or both, and those services which comes under section 9(5), on that TCS is not to be collected, and whatever has been returned has to be deducted. So these points are the finer points which has to be kept in mind. Now, as per section 244 definition, electronic commerce operator means the supplier of goods or services or both, including digital products over digital electronic network. So it means the electronic commerce means the supply of goods or services or both, means it is good, it is services or both, including digital products over digital electronic network like in any electronic platform. Further, 245, Section 245 defines electronic commerce operator means any persons who owns, operates or manages digital or electronic facility or platform for electronic commerce. So if any person who manages any electronic facility or platform for electronic commerce, then he is a electronic commerce operator who either owns it, operates it or manages it. Similarly, electronic commerce, which is in Section 245, is defined in Section 244, which we have already seen. Now, TCS provisions as contained in Section 52 of CGST Act shall be applicable from 1st of October 2018. And the rate of TCS which is to be collected is 1% of net taxable supplies for intra-state supplies. So 1% for intra-state supplies. So 0.5% will be of CGST, 0.5% will be of SGST. And if it is a interstate supplies, the rate of TCS is 1% of net taxable supplies, which definition of which we have already seen. Then the requirement of filing Form GSTR8 is that it is to be filed by e-commerce operator who are required to deduct TCS under GST. Form GSTR8 contains details of supplies affected through e-commerce platform and amount of TCS collected on such supplies. Further, you must note that once GSTR8 is filed, you cannot revise it. Any mistake which is in the return can be revised in the later month. Further, as per provisions of law, if there is late filing, then a penalty of rupees 100 under CGST Act and rupees 100 under SGST Act will be liable. So total penalty becomes 200 rupees per day, and subject penalty is maximum to 5,000 rupees. So the date of filing of the return is 10th of the next month. So before that, I have to file it. Otherwise, I am liable to penalty of 200 rupees per month. That is what the provision of the law is. Further, this is up to maximum of 5,000. As we have seen that in tax has to be paid by 10th of the next month. If I fail to pay tax to the government, TCS collected to the government by 10th of the next month, then I am liable to pay an interest of 18% per annum. We will keep a watch on what provisions, what changes are made in these provisions in the coming days by the government. Please keep a watch on this. So these were the basic provisions. We have seen the definition of electronic commerce operator, what is electronic commerce, when the return is to be filed, what is the interest is to be paid, and what details is to be given. Now we will look at filing of Form GSTR8 online on GST portal. So Form GSTR8 can be accessed on the GST portal post login by return dashboard. So one has to click on services, returns, or click on return dashboard. Or they can directly click on return dashboard and move further. These details we are going to see later. The details which are to be filled in are given in the table below. In table 3, he has to fill in the details of supplies attracting TCS. It could be filled in using offline utility or online utility. Then he has to fill in table 4, that is the amendment of the details of supplies attracting TCS. This can again be filled in offline using offline utility or online utility. This webinar is about online utility. We will be doing the webinar on offline utility later on. Then the person has to fill in table 5. This table 5 is auto calculated and he has to see the details of interest which he is liable to pay. Then he has to go in table 6 and 7 and do the payment of tax. So table 5 cannot be seen offline. It has to be seen online. Table 6 and 7 has to be seen online only. But table 3 and table 4 can be filled in online and as well as offline. Further, filing of Form GSTR8 for every tax period is not mandatory. So if there is no transaction in a particular tax period, I need not fill Form GSTR8. So GSTR8 has to be filled in either there is a supply or there is a return or there is details on which I have to act upon. Form GSTR8 has to be filled in. Further, the due date for filing is the 10th of the succeeding month that we have already seen. And interest will be charged in case delay is discharging of TCS liability, that is the 10th of the next month. Further, preconditions of filing Form GSTR 8 are that the e-commerce operator should be registered person and he should have an active GSTN during the tax period. So the person, electronic commerce operator, must be active. Then he should have a valid user ID and password to log in into the system. Then he should have a valid and non-expired and non-revoked digital signature certificate, which is already registered on the portal, or he should have a mobile number registered on the portal so that he can file it through EVC. So return could be filed either using DSC or through EVC. Then e-commerce operator has collected TCS amount or has some return amount or has some details to be amended. This thing should be there for the e-filing operator. Then some points to be noted is that TCS liability can be discharged through electronic cash ledger only. Then one can offset the liabilities by clicking the 6-7 payment of tax style. This style we will see later how it appears. If available cash balance is less than the amount required to offset the liabilities, then additional amount of cash payment will be required. So if my cash balance does not have sufficient amount, I will have to make some payment, and create challan button is given. Clicking on create challan button, I can go directly on the bank page and make the payment. If available cash balance in electronic cash ledger is more than what amount I have to offset the liabilities, then no additional cash payment is required. Details of this we will see later. So if electronic cash ledger has sufficient amount, I need not pay any amount further, and I can offset the liabilities and pay my file my return. Or if the electronic cash ledger does not have sufficient amount, then I will create a challan, make payment, come back and offset the liabilities. As we have seen, the filing of form could be done either using digital signature certificate. The GST portal accepts only PAN-based Class 2 and Class 3 DSC, or it could be done through electronic verification code, in which an OTP is sent to the registered mobile number, and that OTP has to be entered, and using that, return could be filed. We will see this later. When the return is filed, an application reference number is generated on successful filing of Form GSTR 8. So this could be used for further referencing, if any. An SMS is sent and email is also sent on the registered mobile and email ID of the e-commerce operator. One can see the preview of Form GSTR 8 and he can download it also and keep it for records. And then the details which are accepted, which are entered in table 3 and table 4 are sent to the counterparty for action. They can either accept it or they can reject it also. So the details which e-commerce operator fills in goes for acceptance and rejection to the counterparty, to the suppliers for acceptance and rejection. But you must note that this acceptance and rejection could be done only once in the Form GSTR 8. Then amendment of TCS details in table 4 of Form GSTR 8 cannot be made if it has been accepted by the counterparty. So if e-commerce operator has uploaded a particular details and the same is accepted by the suppliers, then that cannot be amended. So further, if it has already been amended once, those details cannot be further amended. So in these two conditions, no amendment could be made. One, it has already been accepted by the counterparty, or it has already been amended once. Then amendment of TCS details in table 4 is allowed only once in case original TCS details has not been accepted by the supplier, and or the same has not been rejected by the supplier. So if it has not been rejected and or not been accepted, then it can be amended only once. After amendment, it will be sent back to supplier for acceptance or rejection. So the basic idea is that if it has been accepted by the supplier, it cannot be changed, and if it has not been accepted or not rejected, then it can be amended only once. Now let us see the filling of Form GSTR 8 online. For that, we have to log in into the portal. We can go to Services, Returns and Return Dashboard. We will click on Return Dashboard. As soon as we click in, then my return dashboard will open up. I have to fill in the financial year and return filing period and click on search. Then this return dashboard comes up. all the details which I have to file will appear on this. So you can see that tax collected at source form GSTR 8 has to be filed. Due date will be shown over here. Then there will be prepare online button and prepare offline button. Since this webinar is about online filing, I will click on prepare online button. But before clicking on prepare online, you should read through the important message which is given over here. You can look into the details. Then after I have read the message, I will click on prepare online button. After that, my return page of TCS will opens up. If you see, there are 5 tiles on this return page. 3 is disabled. After I have filled in details in tile 3 and tile 4, and then I have previewed it, then proceed to file button is clicked. All these tiles will be enabled later on. So only 2 tiles are available as of now. For filling tile 3 and tile 4, we can use the offline facility also, which we are not going to detail into detail as of now. Then my GSTIN number, my legal name, my trade name, my status of filing return is shown as not filed. The return period which I have selected and the financial year is shown at the top. Further, my due date of filing return is also shown. Then some step-to-step preparation brief is also given here, and some steps are also given here. You can go through these steps later on at leisure. So I've come from the previous page. I have clicked on prepare online and this page opens up. Now I will fill details in tile 3 and tile 4 after reading what the details are given here and details given here. These tiles will be enabled later on. So let us first enter details in tile 3. So this is the expanded view of tile 3. Tile 3 contains details of supplies attracting TCS. Here I will fill in the details of those supplies which I have affected, on which I have collected the TCS last month. So if I am filing for the October, all those details on which I have collected TCS, I will be reporting in this month. So I click on this, then this particular page opens up. In this page, as of now, there is no record. So what I will do is that I will click on add button to add record. As soon as I click on add, then this particular page opens up. If you see, I have to first enter the GSTN of the supplier. As soon as I enter the GSTN of the supplier name is auto-populated. Then I have to enter details over here. Whether the supplies is made to registered person or the unregistered person. If I made supply to registered person, the details will be entered in this column. If the supplies is entered to unregistered person, details will be entered in this column. Then what I have to enter is the gross values of supplies made and values of supplies returned. As we have seen, the TCS is to be collected between the values, difference between this value and between this values. So net amount liable for TCS is shown here as 10,000 rupees because I have affected gross value of TCS supplies as 20,000 rupees and 10,000 rupees is my supplies return. So I will make a net amount liable for TCS as 10,000 rupees. I have not paid any supplies to unregistered person, so this amount is 0. Then I will enter the IGST and CGST amount which is payable. Since CGST amount is payable, I have entered the CGST amount. After filling the details, click on save button. Otherwise, if you click on back button, then these details which have been entered will not be saved. So you have to click on save button. As soon as you click on save button, a message will come that TCS details are added successfully and the details will appear over here. You have 2 buttons over here. You can click on this button, red button, then the details which you have added will be deleted, or you can click on this blue button to edit it. Since I don't want to either edit or delete it, I will click on back to GSTR 8 dashboard. So this will take me back to the tile. And here if you see the details are added here, number of records added is 1 and net amount liable for TCS and tax to be paid is shown over here. So that's how I will enter details in table 3. I can click on add button further and add further details. So I can click on add details, and if there are other details to be added, I can click on add. After filling the details, I will click on save and come back on this page. So I have no further details to add, so I will move forward. Now, tile 4, we will see the details entry in 2 parts. One is uploaded by e-commerce operator and second is rejected by my supplier. Uploaded by e-commerce operator means that those details which I have entered in my previous month, I want to amend it, then I will be using this tile. So I am showing that process now, which I have uploaded by me. So there are two tabs, if you see, is appearing over here. Rejected by supplier, this we are going to see later. Now we are going to see uploaded by e-commerce operator. So these details I have already uploaded and I want to change those details. So I will be doing it suo moto. So some discrepancy I have noticed, I want to change it. So I am going to do it by uploaded by e-commerce operator tab. So I have to first fill in the financial year, the month in which I want to make amendments, and the GSTN of the supplier in which I want to make amendments. Then I will click on amend TCS details. So when I click on that, then the details which I have fetched will open up here. What I have to do is that I have to give the revised GSTIN, revised gross value of supplies made or return made, IGST, CGST amount, etc. has to be given again. Then I will click on save button. As soon as I click on save button, I will go back and it will give me a message that TCS edited successfully, and again I can edit it or I can delete it. If I have to add more such details, I will click on amend TCS details. So by using uploaded by e-commerce operator, whatever details I have filled in the previous month, I can amend it. And I can click on back to GSTR board, 8 board, and the details will be reflected over here. Now we will look at the other tab, which is rejected by the supplier. So I have entered some details and that has been rejected by the supplier. Where I will see it is that I have to click on rejected by supplier tab. As soon as I will click on rejected by supplier tab, then that's how the page will open up. It will give me the details. I will click on this action button and I will move forward. Then I will to enter the revised GSTIN details, give the revised values as we have filled in the previous table, revise IG tax amount, and click on save. So it will give me a message that TCS details have been edited, and I can also make amendments to it. If you see, I cannot delete it. I can only make amendments to it, and I can click on back button if I don't have any further details to be amended. If you see, I cannot add anything, any details here, because this is auto-populated those details which are rejected by my supplier. So I cannot do any add button. Here uploaded by e-commerce operator, I can add details because these were the entries which I was making amendments. So records will be shown amended. As soon as I will do it, I can preview it. So if you see in the bottom, there is a preview button which is given over here. So I will click on that. So to preview it so that I get a brief of what details I have filled in. I can download it, check it, so that if any entries has to be amended, then I can go in table 3 and table 4, and then I can amend it. As you remember, we can do this entry by entry of table 3 and table 4 by offline utility also, which we will see later. Still, these three tiles are disabled. When we will click on proceed to file, if you see there is a button here, click to proceed, then a message comes to proceed to file button is enabled. If you see, the status of the return is shown as not filed, and proceed to status is changed to proceed to file. Further, these two tiles are enabled now. So details of interest can be seen. I will click on this tile and can see the details of interest, and then 6 to 7 payment of tax tile is also enabled. I can make payment over of the tax. Further, this blue button, you be careful about it. You can click on that on the frequent time to fetch any data which is there. So I will click on table 5, details of interest. Then what interest I have to pay will be shown over here. I can view it, note it down, and then go to GSTR 8 button. Now we will go to 6 to 7 dot payment of tax button. And if you see already the amount of tax or interest which is to be payable is shown over here. We will move further. As I open, this page will open up. As you know, at the top of the page, I will be shown the cash balance, the amount of cash which is available with me, the amount of tax which I have put in integrated tax, central tax, or state tax, its total. Further, whether the amount which is available is under tax head or interest head, that will be shown to me. Further, now we will see the another scenario where the amount, though no amount is available with me and I have to make some payment. So I have to make a central tax payment of 144 rupees and a state tax payment of 144 rupees. Then this last column will show me additional cash which is required. So if we go to the previous screen just for reference, if you see here, my tax payable is 300 in central tax and the amount cash balance is 300 rupees. So this is available to me. This is pre-populated, though I can change it later on. Further, if you see, interest payable was rupees 11, and that amount cash balance was available was 11, and that is pre-populated over here. So same happens in the state tax. Since the amount of cash balance is sufficient and the tax which is payable is the same, which is available in cash balance, I don't have to pay any additional cash balance over here. And I can preview it and I can go further. So we are not talking about this scenario in this particular create challan button. If you see here, my cash balance is 0 and I have to make some tax payment. I have to make some tax payable of central tax, and sub interest is to be also be paid. So if you see, additional cash requirement is not 0. What I will do now is that I will click on create challan button. There was a create challan button. I will click on create challan button. It will take me to the challan page. If you see, the details are pre-filled in. I had to pay 137 rupees as CGST and 7 rupees of interest. So that is pre-filled in. So I will select the mode of the payment and I will generate challan. I can download this challan and I can go further to make the payment. After I have made successful payment, it will take me back to my screen and it will show me that additional cash requirement has reduced to 0 and the amount which was liable to be paid has been credited. So I can preview it again over here, so that I will click on preview. A preview will open up for making the payment. Then after that, I can click on authorized signatory who is making this payment and click on file GSTR 3B. If you see, create challan button has been disabled because there is no additional cash required to be paid. So I will proceed by clicking on file GSTR 3B. So a message comes to me. It says that I am offsetting my tax, my interest and late fee liability. Then my amount will be deducted from electronic cash ledger. Whatever the amount is shown in the previous screen, that will be deducted from my electronic cash ledger and my liability will be reduced. Further, it says that once entries are made, these cannot be reversed. So do you want to continue? Since I want to do all these things, I will click on yes. After that, I have to choose whether I want to file it with EVC or with DSC. We will choose the option of filing with EVC, and then OTP will come into my mobile ID. I have to enter the OTP, click on validate OTP, and this message will come that my return has been successfully filed. It will also give me an application reference number and it will show me a path where I can view it. If you see, the status of the return has changed to filed also. So if you see, after doing that, the last style, debit entry style will open up and what debit entries have happened will be shown to me. And then I can click on back to GSTR 8 button. And then I can download also. I can click on download. What details have been filled in, what return has been filed will come and I can download it for my reference. So this is my user manual and FAQ, which is available on our website. This is wrongly written as offline utility. This is for GSTR 8 online. So what I can do is that I can go to home, then I will click on home section and there will be a tab manuals and videos. I have to click on that. After that, this will open up. GSTR 8, filing GSTR 8 is slightly down below. You have to scroll down. There you have to click on this button. After that, user manual and frequently asked questions will open up here. You can click on user manual. You can click on FAQ to view it. So these are already available. So you can see it. Further, this webinar will be available on YouTube channel of GSTN soon. So you can see, if you want to see it again, you can see it over here. So this is our Twitter, YouTube channel. You can see the details, and further Facebook channel is also there. All details, further new details are populated over here. You can view this in the social media channel. I thank Shri Pankaj Arora who has been answering your question. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, friends, for listening to this webinar. All the best to you. Thank you very much. We will be soon coming Hindi version of this webinar and if possible webinar in other languages. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.